Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back. Today I'm doing a how-to tutorial and walking you through this look step by step and show you how to achieve a fox eye makeup look. It's actually including the brows too. I do a little brow trick, false lash trick, just a bunch of tips and tricks in this video. So this is not like a new makeup look. This is basically like a cat eye look that reminds me a lot of Patrick Ta's technique. I feel like he does this a lot on his clients, just a very like elongated eye lift illusion to your face. I've seen this everywhere on Bella Hadid, Gigi Hadid, Kendall Jenner, all the models really. I personally like to do a more rounded eye effect on myself. I just prefer it. So it was kind of fun to do something a little bit different for me. But yeah, I'm kind of feeling it. I like it. Let me know your thoughts. If you end up trying it out, please tag me on Instagram. But yeah, let's just jump right into it. So I have a bunch of pictures screenshotted here. I feel like Bella Hadid is a really great example of the fox eye look just because of the brow situation. She has a very straight brow. So instead of it going downwards like this, it's gonna go back out and up and into the hairline. So pretty much with everything in this look, you're gonna want to match up the corner of your eye with the end of your nose. So kind of like this, that is the angle that everything is going to be. Your brow is gonna be like that. The shadow, the wing, if you do a wing, everything is just gonna go up and out like this. So normally I would start with my face, but I think I'm gonna do the face makeup last and do the eye makeup first, since it's basically a tutorial on the eyes specifically, but I will do the face after. So I'm gonna start with my brows, if I can find my brow pencil. I'm gonna be using the Precisely My Brow Pencil from Benefit, shade number 3. Now really push that tail up. I've seen a lot of people shaving the tails of their brows so they can do this. I'm not going to do that. I feel like you can get the same look without shaving the tail of your brow off. So I'm gonna fill in like I normally would, except when I get to the tail of the brow, I'm gonna have it go more outwards this way. So start over here. And now I normally wanna go down, but instead I'm just gonna go out and we can conceal that. And it's very straight and kind of pointy on the end. I'm gonna grab a little bit of concealer and go over that area of the brow that's peeking through to give that very straight effect. I feel like I can see all those hairs, but from far away, I feel like you can't really tell. And it just gives that very like. And now I'm gonna go into the Gimme Brow Gel in shade number 3. And I'm gonna push the hairs upwards. And when I get to the tail, I'm gonna push them that direction. And try not to hit the brows that we just covered up with concealer. I'm gonna prime with the Painterly Paint Pot from MAC. You can just use your concealer with powder if you want, but I just have this sitting out and it's my favorite, so. And now I'm just gonna set the primer with some setting powder. So for eyeshadow today, I'm gonna be using the new rebrand from Makeup Geek. These are the new shadows that they came out with. This is one of the neutral palettes that they have. You can buy all of these individually. You do not have to buy the entire palette. So I think I'm gonna take some of these out so that I know the colors since they're all new. And I am gonna be mixing warm and cool tones together today because that's my favorite. The shadows that you use don't actually matter. It doesn't matter what colors you're using. If you're gonna do a shimmer, if you're gonna do all matte, it doesn't matter. It's all about the technique and just doing the eye shape in this certain way. Okay, so I'm going to start with Creme Brulee from Makeup Geek, and I'm going to use my Smith 232. So instead of going directly in my crease first, I'm gonna start on the outer portion of my eye and follow my bottom lash line. I'm actually gonna start here and just start, maybe I need a less fluffy of a brush. I'm actually gonna use a rougher number 15 brush instead. It's just a little bit more pointed. I'm gonna look straight on into my mirror. I'm not looking too far up. I'm not looking down. I'm just looking pretty straight forward. So I'm gonna use my pinky as a balance point and follow this line and just flick up. I'm not putting a lot of pressure over here because if I do, it's gonna be really smoky over here. So just put all of your pressure here and flick. And you're going in that direction that connects from the corner of the eye, of the outer part of the eye, to the end of your nose like this. You can already see that light little shadow. And then I'm going to do the same thing, but starting here and flick. Flick from the inner part of that lid down by the lash line and flick it outwards over here. Think of a triangle. Now that we have the shape in our head and it's kind of starting to form, I'm just going in and kind of diffusing this a little bit more. And I'm sticking with this whole angle in mind. Just imagine a triangle. And remember, whenever you're on that outer part, don't put all of your pressure out there, just continue to flick in that direction. And now I'm gonna switch to a different color. I'm gonna add a cool toned shade. This is Beach Please from Makeup Geek. It's a very light, kind of like taupey color. I'm gonna use this number 18 brush from Wayne Goss. It's a little bit more precise, and do the same thing. And I'm using this on the like tip part of the brush, not the flat side, so that you can get very precise with this. And then go back in with the previous brush and go over that. And now I'm gonna go into Latte as usual, which is another cool toned brown. And I'm gonna go even more precise with the brush. What do I want to use? I'm gonna use a number 13 brush from Rougher. It's like a very flexible pencil brush almost. Really tap off the excess. Do the same thing. Going back into the other two shades and kind of smudging them in with this brush. I'm gonna take that first brush and just lightly kind of go over the lid with nothing on it, just whatever's left over. Because it's very easy to go just like into the crease like we normally do, but for this, I'm trying to avoid going back and forth like that. I'm just kind of diffusing this out, kind of laying whatever's left over on this brush, just kind of like all over. I'm gonna go into a Rougher number 3 brush. It's again like a pencil brush, and I'm gonna take Clean Slate from Makeup Geek. It's kind of like a grayish color. I'm gonna lay this right here on the outer lid, kind of like the liner area. I'm creating a wing. Going over with my previous brush to diffuse it. I'm taking the Creme Brulee eyeshadow on that first brush and just patting it on the lid. I'm gonna take that first brush and actually flip it upside down, and this way the point is going directly into the crease. So if you go this way, it's just gonna blend everything upwards, kind of like we normally would want, but flipping it upside down blends it all downwards where we want all of the product to be. So I'm just kind of flipping it this way and tilting my head so that it can blend into this cat situation. Remember to keep flicking this here, under and over, like so. Blending these together over here now that we have this overall wing type of shape, just to kind of make it a little bit more messy, an organized mess, you know? I'm gonna grab a pencil liner. This is the classic eye powder pencil from Charlotte Tilbury. I don't know the name, it doesn't say, but it's a brown eyeliner pencil. And I'm gonna run this on the lid, smudge it with my finger. And you can grab it on a brush too. This is the Sigma L06. And just create a wing within it to deepen it up. So we just worked light to dark. If you ever go too far with anything, just go over it with a little bit of light colored powder. That's what I did over here. I want the liner to be like basically non-existent over here, so it goes very thin to very wingy. Also, rubbing the liner pencil onto your skin first before picking it up on a brush will kind of help to warm up the product so that you can pick it up easier, because sometimes it can be a little dried out. When you just rub it against your skin, it warms it up and melts it a little bit. On my lid, I'm actually gonna bounce between these two colors from Makeup Geek. Mix Banana Split and Creme Brulee together so that we have this nice kind of like skin tone sort of color on my lid. Mix those together and just put this all over the lid. And then blend out the edge that's like closest to all the darker colors. With my finger, I'm just gonna do one of these. I'm gonna go into the Benefit Roller Lash Mascara. Coat my lashes, especially on the outer corner. And now for lashes, I'm actually gonna cut these up so that I can get a more winged effect. Normally the lashes that I buy are more rounded just because that's what I prefer. So these are actually rounded lashes. They're from Kiss. They're in the sultry style. So I'm just gonna cut these up so that I can apply them individually in a way so that they're more winged out and catty. I use the Duo Dark Tone Glue and I just have it sitting here on my tray so that it can like get thick. So when you apply the lash, you can apply it right on the lash line like normal, but what I'm gonna do is actually apply it a little bit above that onto my lid a little bit so that it goes upwards. Top part of the eyes are pretty much done. I might do some final details after the rest of the face is done, but pretty much this is what we have. I have the lashes on kind of going a lot shorter on the inner part of the eye and then winging out and being a little bit more dramatic on the outer part of the eye. And if you can, just push these up like this. Moving on to the face, I'm gonna go into the Laura Mercier Perfecting Primer and prime the skin. I wanna use this primer today because I've been using it a lot lately and I really, really like it. I'm gonna be trying a new foundation today. So whenever I use a new foundation, I like to use a primer that I know I like. So the foundation I'm gonna be trying is the Makeup Forever Reboot foundation. This is in the shade Y365. This was the lightest shade that they sent me, so I've been waiting till I was self-tan to try this because this would look crazy on me when I'm super fair. So this is probably still gonna be a little bit too dark, but I'm gonna try it. Oh wow, it's actually pretty good color for my self-tan shade. I normally just use the same foundations for the most part, and then I'll just add like a lot of bronzer, but this actually matches me pretty darn good, at least my neck. Oh, and I love the smell of this. It smells so good. It's a really pretty foundation. I'm excited to keep using it. The finish is beautiful. It just looks like my skin, just a little bit more luminous. I'm gonna use the Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Ultra Longwear Concealer in 2W. And I really wanna make sure that I make this whole area very, very like pristine and concealed because I'm not gonna be putting a lot of eyeshadow on the bottom just to give that whole illusion of the fox eye effect, because if you put a lot of shadow on the bottom, it's just gonna bring that down and give a more rounded effect. And then I'm gonna blend it in with my FO3 brush from Sigma. And whatever's left over, I'm just gonna bring kind of like on the center of the face to add some brightness. Now I'm gonna go into the Nude Sticks Bondi Bay Cream Contour Bronzer product. And I'm gonna make sure that I don't go very rounded here on the cheeks. I'm gonna keep it all very angular, just to mimic the eyes and give that whole illusion. Every time I look at a picture of Bella Hadid, I notice it's all very angular. Her brows, her eyes, her contour, everything is just like a straight up diagonal. Now I'm gonna go into the Hollywood Flawless Filter from Charlotte Tilbury and apply this on my cheekbones. blend it in. It did the nose and Cupid's bow too. I'm gonna set the whole face with the By Terry Tinted Hydra Powder, and then right here on the T-zone with the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder. I just added a touch of the S116 powder from Makeup Forever just to give it a more dramatic chisel. So I don't think I want to add a lot of blush. I want the focus to really be on these angles and everything, but I am going to add a little bit of the Essence Satin Touch Blush in Satin Love. I can't open it up vertically because it's completely shattered. So I'm going to very carefully open this and apply a little bit of blush to my cheekbones. Just a touch. Okay, I am gonna add a little bit of a tear duct point here, kind of like a cat or the fox eye. You don't have to do this. I feel like this alone already gives you that whole effect. Also, what I'm gonna do is grab a little bit of the darker color and put it right at the outer corner on the lower lash line. Not much, just a little bit. So look up into your mirror and connect that wing right here. And that's it. For the inner corner, I'm just gonna use that brush I used, the Sigma L06. It's a lip brush. You could do a liner, which I am gonna use the pencil, kind of like how I did on the top, but you could use like a felt tip pen or something like that. I kind of just wanna stick with this whole theme because doing like a felt tip liner or a gel liner or something like that, it's gonna be a little bit more precise. It's gonna be a little bit more, and I mean, you want it to be precise, but I mean, you'll see, if you look at pictures, you can see that that's a little bit more dramatic in my opinion, just because it is so like, just like feline-like, you know? So I'm just gonna pick this up, brush it down so it's really flat. Follow this line, just a touch, and connect it in. So you can see the difference between this eye, how it's, I mean, you kind of have that angle going on, and then this eye, it's a lot more dramatic. So you can pick either way, whatever you like. I, for the longest time, could never do this inner corner type thing. I think when you do it, do a lot less than you think you need to do, because I've ended up drawing this like completely onto my nose before. It's very easy to get carried away over here. So just make it really, really tiny and just follow the natural lines of your eyeball. I am gonna add a little bit of mascara onto the bottom, not much, just so they're coated, but normally I go crazy with mascara, but I don't wanna give that rounded effect, so I'm not gonna apply as much as I normally would. I'm gonna go into the KKW Beauty Nude 2 lip liner. Blend this in with a brush. And then I'm gonna go into the Becca lipstick in W Bare. Just a pretty nude lipstick. Last but not least, I'm gonna go in with the Morphe setting spray, set my face. All right, so this is the final look. I love how it turned out. I'm definitely very uncomfortable in this eye shape because I do prefer a more rounded eye shape, but I fucks with it. I like it. I love when trends are here and then they go away and then they come back, because it forces me to jump out of my comfort zone and try new things again and play with old techniques and stuff like that. So still a neutral look, but it's definitely a whole different vibe. I really
I really like it.
I also, side note, really love this foundation, the Makeup Forever Reboot. I can't wait to try this again because this was my first time trying it, but I feel like it really makes my skin look flawless. I love it. So, but that's it. I hope you guys liked hearing my tips and tricks for how to achieve the foxy eye makeup trend. Let me know your thoughts. If you end up trying it out, please tag me on Instagram. And that's it. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Let me know your requests and I'll see you later. Bye.